pal there. It's time to take you on another interesting journey into the fascinating world of maritime on our program, NIMASA This Week. I remain your anchor, Oyetola Olutayo. Come join our voyage as we explore the positive impact of the maritime sector on our daily lives. Welcome on board.
Any vessel operating coastal voyage in Nigeria must mandatorily have on board the following: vessel logbook, vessel port of call, vessel particulars, which include registry certificates, safety equipment certificates such as safe manning certificates, builder's certificates, load line certificates, tonnage certificates, radio certificate, insurance certificates, classification certificates, passenger ship safety certificate, service certificate, cargo ship certificate, and waiver certificates or receipts. Vessel owners, captains, shipping agents, and members of the public are advised to note and comply.
Welcome back. A beacon of hope is in the offing as the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, highlights game-changing national single-window project to unlock Nigeria's maritime potential. While addressing a gathering of esteemed stakeholders, the Honorable Minister emphasized the critical role of the national single-window system and the ongoing efforts to modernize ports, improve on multimodal connectivity, and explore the establishment of a national flag carrier through private-public partnership, PPP. Stay tuned.
Shipping is an international business, and it is set to cater for over 80% of global trade and commerce, thereby necessitating the concept of ease of doing business. In the shipping industry, this concept of the ease of doing business refers to the simplification and efficiency involved in ensuring that shipping activities and operations within a particular region are made seamless, which includes custom clearance procedures, port infrastructure, regulatory processes, documentation requirements, and overall administrative requirements, signifying how easy it is for a company to conduct shipping activities without excessive delays or bureaucratic bottlenecks. Upon this premise, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, while addressing an esteemed gathering, emphasized the critical role of the national single-window system in streamlining trade operations, promoting transparency, and unlocking the immense potential of Nigeria's maritime sector.
Leveraging the implementation of a national single window for Nigeria in the trade industry aligns perfectly with our renewal agenda. It is a strategic enabler for port efficiency, improved revenue collection, and enhanced transparency. Countries like Singapore and the Netherlands have demonstrated how single window system can professionalize port operations, elevating their status as global trade hubs. Nigeria can achieve similar success by fully embracing this initiative. A critical component of the single window ecosystem is the port community system. While the single window focuses on regulatory processes, the PCS integrates the entire port community, including shipping lines, terminal operators, freight forwarders, and customs.
Oyetola also highlighted ongoing efforts to modernize ports, improve multimodal connectivity, and explore the establishment of a national flag carrier through public-private partnerships. These steps are integral to Nigeria's ambition of becoming West Africa's leading maritime hub, driving economic growth, creating jobs, and fostering global competitiveness.
The national single window is a cornerstone of modern trade facilitation and represents a significant leap forward in our nation's journey towards becoming a global trade hub. The launch of the national single window under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu represents our commitment to unlocking the full potential of Nigeria's economy It aligns seamlessly with the federal government's broader agenda for economic reform, revenue generation, and the creation of a more business-friendly environment.
Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 8-point agenda, economic growth and good job creation are key priorities, and the national single window will play a significant role in achieving these goals. So the time for delivery is now.
I've seen a 2-year timeline for the ICT companies to deploy their services. I would also want to see within that 2 years, at what point would the implementation start?
If documentation is simplified, if we are not duplicating the documents we take from one agency to the other, if approvals can be made by the agencies through the single window platform, there will be a simplification in our import and export process today.
During the panel session, the DG NIMASA Dr. Dayo Mobereola spoke to the challenges of national single window, which had led to its failure in other countries, and urged Nigeria to learn from such.
I've always been asking myself that, have we learned from the mistakes of the past? And that is where I'm coming from. I have a statistics here, which, according to the World Bank, said that single window, actually 35% of the attempt for single window failed totally. 50% partial failure. Only 15% is successful. And we know where that 15% is majorly coming from. It's for Singapore and one or two other countries. So, if we want to avoid, the purpose of us going to school is to learn the mistakes of the past and not to repeat it, and then customize this to our own culture. That's the key.
Importantly, the National Single Window Project and related initiatives underscore the government's commitment to sustainable development and economic transformation, paving the way for Nigeria's emergence as a powerhouse in the global maritime industry.
Well, the concept of single window is actually very good for the nation. When it comes to NIMASA on itself, the single window will help us to be more efficient, right? It will reduce leakages, it would increase revenue, and it will make us to be more productive, because all the data that we are struggling, that we are using manual processes to get, is already articulated and dated and informed, that all you have to do is go to that system and you will see it there.
We are expecting that this collaboration will bring a lot of increase and improve revenue for us. Our revenue, we want to believe that by the time we are all together in a basket, that's why they say it's a single window. You have the MPA, the Shippers Council, the MASA, customs, all of us are together. We will be able to track our imports and our exports, and whatever percentage is coming to us, we'll be able to get it from the source. So I want to believe that there will be improvement in our revenue, and we'll be able to account for it better than we are doing now. And also, there's also the opportunity to improve collaboration.
The DG NIMASA urges stakeholders in the maritime sector to always engage in sporting activities. He stated this after receiving the NIMASA golf team who participated in the 2025 Ikeja Golf Corporate Challenge. Dr. Mobereola says that sporting activities are essential for promoting physical and mental health.
I'm actually quite impressed, and it is a very good indication of what we should all be doing, and ensuring that after the day's work or before we even start, we should all take part in active sports.
I am Captain Sondo Moren.
My name is Emmanuel Maigua.
I am Dr. Odunayo Ani.
Hello everyone, my name is Vivian Chimezie.
Western Nigeria President.
CEO of BRICS Master Matani and President of Mano.
And I'm the Director General at the Nigerian Chamber of Shipping.
You're watching NIMASA This Week.
You're watching NIMASA This Week.
The voice of the maritime.
The voice of the maritime industry.
Keep watching.
Keep watching NIMASA This Week.
Keep watching us.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
You're welcome back. It's still NIMASA This Week. Under the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the second goal seeks to end hunger while also achieving food security, thereby promoting sustainable agriculture as one of the critical targets by United Nations for member states. In this edition of the Sustainable Development Goals, Nuru Idi, a principal officer working with the Office of the Director General of NIMASA, will be speaking to us on NIMASA's contribution to achieving zero hunger in Nigeria. Stay tuned.
Hello viewers, we are back on this segment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Today, we'll be considering Goal 2, talking about zero hunger and how the maritime sector has been able to contribute to food security in Nigeria. Stay with me. Today on this segment with me is Nuru Idi Abdullah, a principal officer with NIMASA, who also doubles as a technical assistant to the DG CEO NIMASA. Nuru Idi, you're welcome.
Thank you, Femi, for having me on this segment.
Once again, welcome to this segment on the United Nations and Sustainable Development Goals. As you know, every sector in the economy is supposed to contribute their quota towards achieving the UNSDGs. What is the responsibility of the maritime sector towards achieving these goals?
Thank you, Femi, for having me on this segment. Every other sector, as you know, have one or two things that have aligned itself to UN Sustainable Development Goals. And the maritime sector, as we know, cannot be an exception to that. As they said, the maritime sector moves about 80% of the global trade, and which has been done over the time in a sustainable manner.
Zero hunger sits on the heart of the second SDG. What is the maritime sector or peradventure NIMASA doing to ensure zero hunger in Nigeria?
Thank you, Femi, for that interesting question. The maritime sector plays a crucial role in advancing food security, especially through collaboration, resource management, and strategic initiative. Nigerian maritime sector leverage on its exclusive economic zone, the inland waters, to ensure sustainable practices whereby artisan fishermen can go and exploit the marine resources in a sustainable manner. Also, policies like the marine protected area, which is very key to ensure availability of stocks, so that those fish cannot be dilapidated, those fish can have a place that they can go and spawn. Without those policies in place, those things will be difficult to achieve SDG 2, and that is why NIMASA is playing a key role in ensuring that those things are enforced. With the emergence of marine and blue economy, as you can see, it clearly shows that Nigeria is waking up to its responsibility while strategically aligning to the global best practices. And that is why initiatives like the Deep Blue project which is currently running in the agency, has helped in combating IUU fishing, piracy, oil theft, which are threat to marine ecosystem.
All right, Nuru, tell us, do you think the regime of zero hunger is achievable in the next 5 years?
Thank you, Femi, for this wonderful question. Personally, in my opinion, I think achieving zero hunger is very, very possible, but it is highly challenging due to some certain factors like the climate change, global instability, conflict, inequality. These are the things that will hinder achieving this. But you know, it's with the right policy, it's very easy to achieve that. As you can see, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, under the leadership of His Excellency Oyetola, has rolled out some policies that NIMASA and other relevant stakeholders are keen into to ensure that hunger is being eradicated. But as you can see, these are policies that will create jobs, will ensure sustainable fishing and other stuff like that. So the whole essence is policy, and that policy is what will drive to ensure that zero hunger is being eliminated, not only in Nigeria, beyond Nigerian shore.
In just about a few years from now, specifically 5 years from now, these current SDGs may become obsolete. What is the way forward, Nuru?
Yeah, interestingly, the way forward of UN Sustainable Development Goal to Agenda 2030, it's more likely to be, considering the progress that have made so far and addressing the gaps that have been identified. And also will likely focus on the emerging global problems. And I don't think a new agenda is going to be set, but rather we're going to consolidate on what has been achieved so far.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us on this segment. We have been discussing Zero Hunger, the SDG 2, and how the maritime sector has been able to contribute to zero hunger in Nigeria. It's a wrap on this segment. See you again next week. Thank you.
We are here to acknowledge the collaboration that has been going on between the Navy and NIMASA over the years. To start with, we have been together, we have been able to reduce piracy to zero in the last 2 years. Also, we have reduced drastically robberies, and we want to maintain that. And when you look at the economy of Nigeria, you would strongly believe, and I'm sure you believe, that the blue economy is where the opportunity is. And if the environment is not safe, then we cannot attract the investment. The safety of the marine economy is important. The safety of the marine environment is key to the development of the GDP of Nigeria. So we appreciate what we have done so far. We appreciate and we look forward to ensuring that we work together in future.
The Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola CON, stated that progress has been made in terms of cabotage vessel fund disbursement. He stated this while meeting with stakeholders in Lagos.
The Ministry, in concert with NIMASA, has engaged stakeholders to finalize arrangements
for the disbursement of the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund. This will assist indigenous shipping operators to acquire new vessels and enhance indigenous capacity. The ministry is seeing to it that the correct template is put in place to ensure transparency and accountability in the disbursement of funds. Efforts are on to bring in development banks into the disbursement process. I'm glad to inform you that NIMASA is working on this and has almost completed the process.
The federal government's recruitment system is clear. It is a federal civil service that does recruitment for the federal government. But the point to note is that it is the ARC policy of government to professionalize all sectors of governance. But truly, there are challenges with some particular sectors, and it is being noted. And if you notice, those departments that perhaps you are referring to already have professionals in them.
Expatiating further, the DG NIMASA Dr. Dayo Mobereola mentioned the restructuring of the modalities of the CVFF disbursement.
We have put in place a structure, like the Honorable Minister said, that this time is not, it's a revolving fund, that when you borrow from it, you must return it back when you make use of it. So with that, we have gone through some stages. With the permission of the Honorable Minister, we have even extended the PLIs, that is the private lending institutes, from 5 to 9 now. And like the Honorable Minister also said, the development banks are now involved as well in ensuring that this disbursement is done appropriately and the funds are recovered and put back into the development of indigenous shipping company.
He also listed the automation of the Nigerian Ship Registry, ratification of 48 IMO legal instruments, zero piracy in Nigerian waters, as some of the achievements of the agency under the supervision of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy.
Let me start quickly about the last one, which is the issue of the demand for capacity for Nigerian vessels. Yes, like the Honorable Minister said, we have been in dialogue with NNPC, and NNPC is willing to allow Nigerian Shipping Company to start carrying the wet cargoes, provided that we have the capacity.
A very special thank you goes to the members of the League of Maritime Editors, LOME. It is evident from our interactions today that partnering with you in amplifying the message of the blue economy, educating the public, and holding stakeholders accountable cannot be overstated. We appreciate your dedication to ensuring the narratives around the critical sector are accurate, impactful, and fair-reaching.
This is NIMASA This Week. You are watching NIMASA This Week.
You are watching NIMASA This Week.
You are watching NIMASA This Week.
The voice of maritime in Nigeria.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We are number one.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for our maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA, changing the tides in your favor.
That's all for today's episode. We appreciate all our esteemed viewers and your continuous interest in the maritime industry. Don't forget to join us again next week for another exciting episode. And you can also subscribe to our social media channels and share your thoughts. Until we meet again on the same platform, bon voyage.